Now, we already know the competitive and comparative advantage that the country has, Uganda, in the space of agriculture, partly because of the good soils and the fairly good climate compared to our neighbors and other countries in the world. Now, one of the areas where we have an edge as a country of late is vanilla growing. However, we risk losing that opportunity as a country because of lack of proper structures to actually optimize benefits out of this crop. Now, this is the narrative that this entrepreneur is bringing to the fore in this segment of entrepreneurship.
As an export destination, Uganda, we are in competition with some other countries. So to us, we take it as a competition, so to teach our farmers in order to beat them quality-wise. And then we do that. But you as well support, of course, when you're exporting, then you are on the economy. You are taking your country to the next level. We are earning the forex, and us as a company, we export vanilla in different grades, A, B, C, then powder. Of course, that is now value addition. We come to vanilla paste, we come to vanilla extract. To add value, because then we see this is where the roadmap of our country, if we are to achieve the dream of a country and a company anyway. We don't have one export destination. And as a country, because opportunities are everywhere, our export routes range from Africa, Europe, America, even to Asia. By indications, France and US are the main consumer of Uganda's vanilla. Uganda's vanilla as a whole, but as a company, as us, Netherlands is the biggest consumer of our vanilla. We export a lot more in Netherlands than we export to France. That is compared to other companies. But of course, the export index in Uganda, France and US consumes a lot of our vanilla than any other destination. Uganda exports over 200 metric tons. Now, in the world, we produce 20%. Of the world is vanilla. Now, as a company, we export 5 metric tons. That is per season. But of course, maybe what I can say as a country, we still have a long way to go, because one, for example, to compete with a country like Madagascar that produces 80% of the world vanilla, first we must hold, for example, we must bring our farmers onto board. Then you must have bodies, maybe you have a vibrant association that brings in vanilla actors, because now it is there, it is really working hard, and they are working hard to promote our vanilla. But then we need even the government to come, not only to government here intervenes on a local level, but we really need to increase these volumes that I've said. We need the government to intervene on an international level like it is doing in coffee. Because one, coffee is strictly regulated, vanilla is not, and even on export. For example, if you go to Madagascar, if you go to Antalaha, Sambava, Antananarivo, you will see the level of strictness within the vanilla sector. And that's why Madagascar produces one of the best, because there is a lot of quality controls put in place, not only by the importers and exporters, but rather by the government as well, as value actors. Of course, we have played our part. We have sensitized. I told you from the beginning that we go deep to the village, we sensitize farmers. We could be having the volumes, but quality-wise lacking. I will tell you, it is hard to export from Uganda. It being a landlocked country, one, again, status of our country being a poor country, I would say. And again, being with our political system, and then with our international relations, we find it hard to export from Uganda. But of course, we keep pushing. Now, one, in Uganda, the distance, what is our market? Our market is Europe. Today, I've told you it is Europe and America, in fact, that consumes our vanilla a lot. But 2 kilos from here to US, costs 400,000 Uganda shillings. Just 2 kilos. If you're exporting them, and shipping fees alone from here to US, it is 400,000, 2 kilos. That is by using DHL. Now, I think Aramex and some other companies then will charge either more or relatively to that. Now, if that is minus the cost of a phytosanitary certificate, cost of a laboratory analysis, you get. So, in reality, you find that exporting just 2 kilos is costing close to 600,000. Now, if there was quite of a profit margin to someone, an exporter, of course, vanilla fell by price-wise, right? So how much would be the profit margin? Of course, then it means the exporter will work so hard. As an exporting company, we need the support of a country. For example, if you're exporting to Ghana, you know that exporting to Ghana is more expensive than exporting to customs in Ghana. Charges too much than if you're exporting to US, rather to US, UK, Netherlands. Why? Here in Africa, in fact, we should be having goods moving freely. Let these trade blocks that were formed as government be useful to the citizens of that very government.
Now, if you ask many businesses, many will tell you that one of their biggest challenges is capital or money, finances to actually run their enterprises or move them from one point to another. However, there's a lot of money around us. What stands between us and the money is always sometimes the state of mind. The question that we're asking is, are you ready for people to actually invest in you? Are you ready for the money? Let's find out what you need.
The mind it takes to start a business is a bit different from the mind that it takes to grow a business. Like how you think, how you look at things. These unicorns synergize, they merge, they acquire to actually get to where they are, to take bigger markets. But that is a mindset that we are really struggling to inculcate in our local entrepreneurs.
Thank you.
Obviously, it takes some time, but over and over what we've seen is once somebody's systems are fairly structured, there is a bit openness to actually approach that kind of direction. It's just that it takes time. We are nurtured, our culture has that ownership. You need to have your own land, you need to have your own car or something. So that kind of mindset where you invest more on variable costs to allow scalability and less of the fixed cost dimension in terms of growth and scale, and flexibility to expand or manage risk is something that we are still laboring to help entrepreneurs. Our foundation is we really want to see more global African businesses. And so when we start engaging the entrepreneur, we're always seeing how far can he go and how big can he get. But the challenge is he's not ready.
Now, in our tech segment today, we explore a solar cooker made in Uganda.
We develop innovative solutions to challenges across here within Uganda in the spaces of energy and agriculture mostly. And in energy, we have developed a range of products, one of which is the Maxwell cooker, a leading innovation in the clean cooking space. This cooker enables a family to prepare a meal without having to rely on any means of fuel like charcoal, firewood, electricity or gas. Just as long as there was a bit of sunshine during the day, they are able to prepare their meal both day and also night. So we developed this innovation in collaboration with Makerere University, and we started it in 2021 through a funding of Makerere University Research and Innovation Fund Cohort 3, and then we upgraded it a bit to the Maxwell 2 through a funding from the Science, Technology and Innovation Secretariat, Office of the President. So when I completed my degree in 2018, I looked out for just a simple solution as a young man. How can I be able to prepare my food without having to rely on charcoal, it was dirty. I was just a recent campuser. But then gas was a problem because it was dangerous. If you put it on and you have forgotten to buy an onion, you come back when your house is on fire. So there was a need for a simple, safe, but also one that doesn't emit any CO2 or any fumes within the house, so that you could even cook indoors in your single kazigo when all the windows and doors are closed. So I came up with an idea. How about we just use the normal conventional solar that is available in the market, and we provide energy that is clean and emission free. So I came up with the idea in 2020, around COVID year. So it was a bit of a hassle in the beginning to get it into a working system, because we were scavenging through lots of research papers and theses of other people that have done similar innovations from all over the world. And sadly, no one had done a successful fully solar electric cooker by that time that we knew of. So it was incumbent upon us to work with the youths within the University of Makerere, and also to work with the other young minds around within the different suburbs, to put our minds together to see how we can transform power from just a single battery and one single solar panel to enable someone just to cook. But it is not a cooker that needs the sun to be able to cook. You do not need to go out into the sun for it to cook. No, you just need to have simple solar panels positioned on the rooftop, the same solar panel you use for lighting, for watching television, and also for maybe charging your phone. Those are the same panels that we put on the rooftop. And then the same conventional battery as one that could be in your car, but one that is dedicated for solar. So with just these two power sources, our cooker then extracts that power from it, it converts it into a high frequency AC voltage, and then it uses that, it induces a certain magnetic field within a cooking pan, like a saucepan, and then it is that saucepan that generates a lot of heat within a very short time. So eventually, someone can be able to prepare beans where they would take hours to prepare beans on charcoal or any other format. Here it would take very short, a fraction of the time that it would take them to prepare high long duration meals like beans. So when a user is using it, just go press a button, put their saucepan on top of the cooker, and then ensure that their saucepan has the food, milk, tea, whatever it is that they want to cook. When it is done cooking, they just press again another button. As simple as that. Currently, in the entire world, we are faced with the climate change issues. And one of the biggest contributors for us in Africa is the fumes that are emitted from kitchens at the household level. Whenever someone cooks on firewood or charcoal, they emit a lot of CO2 into the atmosphere. And over a year, that accumulates into significant amounts that are so huge that they can swindle the environment, the climate, outside the favor of even our farming regimes. So because of that, there has been a growing interest in trying to inspire innovations that are clean, that are zero emission, to be able to help families keep cooking the way they have been cooking, because you cannot change that about Africa. Most of us enjoy our meals from home. So we keep cooking within our own cultures, but then we use our alternative sources of energy for cooking.
That's all we had for you on this week's edition of Man and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, from me and team, I'd like to wish you a very good evening, and God bless.